How many times have you been part of conversations where older people in the room say, "Oh, in our times, we never dared express our opinion in front of our parents," and then you eye rolled? Soon you become part of the older ones in the room where you spout the same thing. These days, kids only believe in Google, only respect the net. In earlier generations, family was the primary unit for affirmation, moral grounding, and social learning. Children derived their sense of worth largely from how parents, teachers, and immediate community members perceived them. But with the rise of social media, the arena for validation has shifted outward, from the private sphere of home to the public sphere of the digital world. Are kids today chasing likes instead of love? Has social media become the new parent? Do teens still seek parents' approval? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I am Smita Prakash. The youth today aren't looking to their parents for validation. They're looking to the internet. A post, a reel, a tweet. That's how many teenagers now measure their worth. Each like, share, and comment becomes a vote of approval. And when the phone buzzes, it's not just a notification, it's a dopamine hit. Once upon a time, a parent's "I'm proud of you" was enough. Now they want a "you went viral." It feels more rewarding. This shift isn't accidental. Social media platforms are designed to keep users hooked. The more you post, the more feedback you get. The more feedback you get, the more you crave it. It's a never-ending cycle that feeds on attention. Experts say teens are neurologically wired to seek approval. It's part of growing up to figure out who you are by how others see you. But now, others mean millions of strangers online, not your parents, family, and loved ones. But it isn't just teens, it's many boomers as well. Gratification on WhatsApp groups and the gram is more fulfilling and less judgmental. The result is that many are emotionally distancing themselves from their parents, siblings, extended family, not because of neglect or conflict, but because of ideology. If a parent's worldview doesn't align with what you feel, children often interpret it as personal rejection. What was once a healthy generational difference is now seen as a moral divide. Litmus tests of every opinion and every reaction. Politics, gender, religion, even climate opinions, these become deal breakers at the dinner table. The result? Emotional cutoff. Conversations shrink, attention fades, and family time feels tense. Even family dinners become uncomfortable. Instead of trying to bridge the gap, many youngsters retreat into online spaces that echo their belief and validate their perspectives. Those who try to correct the people, "No, you can't use that word, it's a caste slur. No, don't say that, it's gender insensitive," is met with derision. "Oh, you're too politically correct. Oh, you're too woke, so you shut up." Or withdraw from the conversation. You cut yourselves away from family that is making loose misogynistic comments or racial slurs. When parents express disagreement or seem indifferent to these causes, children can perceive it as rejection or ignorance. That quiet distance between parents and children is becoming one of the saddest effects of modern age, the digital age. Social media isn't the villain. It amplifies what already exists, the human need to belong. But when belonging becomes dependent on algorithms, we risk losing the ability to connect in real life. So who should change? Should parents adapt to the digital world of their kids or align with their worldview? Or should children learn to value approval from family more than followers? Maybe the answer is somewhere in between, in homes where parents listen with an open mind, where kids can speak freely, where love and support don't depend on likes or followers. It is literally impossible to compete with social media. The challenge is to listen without judgment and to engage rather than withdraw.